All right, you guys. Hi. Happy Sunday. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I'm pretty Irish and did zero St. Patrick's Day related things today, um, but that's fine. I hope that you guys all had a really great weekend. I'm coming at you from warm and sunny California, which is awesome. And I'm so grateful to be here, but also grateful to be on this call with you guys and chatting a little bit. I'm going to chat a little bit with you guys, and then Carrie is going to share her story with Arbonne thus far. And you guys are going to be totally blessed by it because I have heard it, and I obviously have also kind of lived alongside of her through it. But also she shared it on her Instagram earlier this past week, and she just has such a great testimony of what it looks like to pursue people in your circle or maybe outside of your circle, to share this business with them, because it could be a completely unexpected thing for them that they would ever desire to have. So I'm going to, in honor of St. Patrick's Day, I'm going to start us off with an Irish blessing, and then I will also end with one. I won't do there's one that's like super popular, the May the Road Rise Up to Meet You or something like that, but I'll spare you guys that one since it's kind of overdone, in my opinion. So I will start with this. May joy and peace surround you, contentment latch your door, and happiness be with you now and bless you evermore. Which is awesome. And so many good things there. I want to focus in on the contentment piece, because that's kind of what I'm going to talk about in this like little bit of training that I do. I think that's something that all of us in one way or another struggle with. Maybe it's not in your business, maybe it's just in life in general, but is contentment. We tend to look left and right all the time and see what we don't have and then forget what we do have. And so when that happens, at least what happens with me, and what I believe is psychologically true for a lot of people, is that negativity can be bred out of that comparison. And when that negativity is bred out of comparison, then it can build to bitterness, and then it can completely destroy your business. And if it's not your business, it could destroy relationships. It could destroy a job that you have. It can do so many negative things when you have bitterness in your heart. And so what I loved about that blessing when I was reading it earlier was that it's talking specifically about contentment latch your door and happiness be with you now and bless you evermore. So being happy with where you are at right now, with the things that you have. I know that there was something that I read on Instagram a while ago, and it was, I don't know, like a meme or something. And I think I sent it to Carrie actually. And it said, remember when you prayed for what you have now. Like, remember when you dreamed of and prayed for what you have now. And how in that moment, the sentiment is you were longing for something in the future, longing for something that you didn't have, and therefore taking your focus off of what you did have. And now you have those things. And then what are you looking at now? So are you looking left at somebody who is in their business and is doing amazing things, and you're wondering what's wrong with my business, or I feel stuck, or I'm not moving as fast as that person? Or you're looking right and you're seeing that person has it all together. They have a full-time job and they have all their kids and they're all clean and they've taken a shower today, and whatever it might be that you see in them that you envy. And you're taking what you see in them that you admire and desire, and then you're looking inward at yourself and saying, oh, I don't have that. And then forgetting all of the amazing blessings that are right there in your space. So I love that challenge of contentment, latch your door, closing the door on those things that are side to side from you, and being content right where you are, and having happiness right now. Because one thing that I read in my devotional this past week was about negativity. And I think that that's such an important thing to fight against, because when negativity comes in to our lives and we allow it to breed that bitterness, we're taking away from what could be. We're taking our focus away, we're taking our time away, our energy away, and we're focusing on things that just ultimately they're not going to be of any benefit for us. If anything, we're going to just slide backward because we let those things in. So fighting against what you see, what you hear, what you are telling yourself that's negative. So for me, that is, it's been helpful to think right now about areas of your life that you feel negative toward or about, or so maybe it's a relationship. Maybe it's a relationship with a parent or a sibling or a spouse or a neighbor or whatever. Or perhaps it's negativity around schoolwork or a job or a situation at your home. And that negativity that you feel, finding out what's the root of that. And reminding yourself as those thoughts of negativity, then you have those at the forefront of your mind. So for me, I would say I'll give an example of, I have some negativity surrounding living in Minnesota where it's really snowy and cold. And so this is just a silly example, but I have identified that to myself, that there is negativity surrounding that living in Minnesota. So when that pops into my head, I actively can say, no, I'm not going to be negative about that. Here are my list of 3 to 5 things about why living in Minnesota is actually great. Or if you can't find anything positive about a situation, maybe you have your 5 top blessings that you have written down. So let's say, for example, Carrie and Ryan had flooding this week. So that there's nothing that you can find that is good out of that situation, but being able to look at your life and say, okay, this is really hard, but these are the blessings that I have in spite of the hard, will help you to keep that negativity from getting in, harboring that bitterness, and ultimately being destructive in whatever it is that you're trying to build. So are you trying to build your personal growth? Are you trying to build your business? Are you trying to build a stable family life? Are you trying to build relationships? All of those things are relevant here. And so we want to focus obviously on keeping those things out. So that said, there are 2 weeks left in the month, and I think my percentage could be wrong here, but I was listening to a Donna Johnson SoundCloud training, and somebody said that the average, when they look at the averages, 70% of all of the activity happens in the end of the month. So the second half of the month. So we have passed the halfway mark, and now we are into the end of the month. We have 2 weeks left, and there's so much time, and so many amazing things are going to happen. And if you guys are looking at your business right now and you're saying, oh, this is not what I wanted it to look like. This is not what I wanted for this month. I set out with huge goals and none of them have been or even close to being achieved. Throw that negativity away and focus on all of the positive things that are going on. Get into activity, and as that activity is growing, you're going to see fruit from that. From the beginning of the month to now, or if you start right now in activity, there's going to be fruit from that. So 2 weeks left. We got this, you guys. Refocus. Take some time tonight to refocus on what those goals were, why you thought that you could achieve them, and take those thoughts about why you thought you could achieve them, and then remind yourself that you can still do that right now. We're not out of time. We're not even close to out of time, honestly. You guys have all been through a close night before, and you know that the last day of the month is crazy. Well, we have 2 full weeks. So that's 14 days that we can act as if it is the last day of the month. So without further ado, I'm going to have Carrie share her story, and I pray that it is a total blessing to you guys. I already know that it will be, because it is just awesome. So take it away, Carrie. If you feel like you need me to prompt you with questions or anything, let me know. If you feel,
okay.
But I think you'll do great.
Thanks. Thanks, Emily. So Emily asked me to share my story. And it just was really a challenge for me because I'm not someone that I feel like really likes to talk about myself. But I I feel like it's a story that people might relate to, or have people that are on the same path. But I first learned about Arbonne through Emily, and I guess I don't even really remember when she shared it with me because it just went over my head. I was at her house one day when I'm assuming she joined that week and she was wanting to share it with me. And I don't even really remember it. So it goes to show you that your first ask might not it's not a no like all the time. So I yeah, I don't even remember that. But the second time that Emily shared it with me, she asked me to get coffee to just practice sharing what Arbonne was about, the products, the business. And so we met at Nina's, and she actually had Hannah come that I didn't even know really. Maybe she did ask me if it was okay, but I don't really remember. But she shared the business with me, and I was like, wow, you did really good. I don't know why you're so nervous about sharing that with people. And I was just really encouraging to her, and Hannah was like, well, what did you think, Carrie? And I was like, well, I'm not doing it. And I definitely was a hard no on doing any sort of network marketing. I grew up with network marketing with my brother. He's done like 10 of them. And at the time in my head, if they don't work, I don't want to be annoying, and I'm not a salesperson. So, but Emily, you're great at all of that. So good. Like, I will encourage you. Um, and she did sit, and the one thing that I did take away is that I actually fell in love with Arbonne in that meeting because she was sharing the products with me. And at the time I was pregnant with Isabel, and I was looking for products that would be safe for me to take while being pregnant. And it is a passion of mine to have safe and pure products. And it was just really great that that's what this company was all about, and their ingredient policy is pretty much what sold me. And she offered to have a party for me, and I said no because I didn't want to be annoying with my friends and family. And so I left that conversation, but I just was, I watched Emily run her business, and to me it was so like life-giving and encouraging, and I would encourage her through it even though I wasn't a part of it. And she never like constantly asked me about it, so I was never like feeling like she was annoying. Um and so it just kind of, her way of running her business showed me a different way of looking at network marketing. And the fact that Arbonne isn't about it's just not like the stereotypical way of that I thought social marketing was. And so fast forward, I'm getting closer to delivering Izzy, and the finances just were starting to feel really burdensome. And Arbonne just kept coming back into my head like every month, like just regularly. And I really didn't know why. I didn't want to be a part of it. But the opportunity kept coming to me. And as I kept having more anxiety about finances and about becoming a mom and just figuring out work and childcare and all these things, it just became more apparent that it was something I should look at. But I really didn't want to. So I really just prayed about it and really asked God to make it keep coming back if it was something he really wanted me to look at, or take it away. And secretly, I just wanted him to take it away because I didn't want anything to do with it. But that's not what happened. It kept coming. And there's the program, 30 Days to Healthy Living, that Zach and Emily had done. And Ryan, my husband Ryan, and I watched them do it. And Ryan was looking for something like this. And so this was in October, and Arbonne was doing a promo for people to join. And it was pretty much made the most financial sense for me to become a consultant in order to get my husband to do the 30 Days to Healthy Living, and then I would just get a good discount. So because I'm frugal and I'm like love sales, that was the best financial decision for me. I was not going to be selling this stuff, but I got a discount. So it came down to the last day of October, and it was the last day of the promo, and Emily reached out and was like, all right, you ready? And I sent her probably the most panicky text I could ever send, and just totally freaked out, said, I can't do this. I I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Fear stepped in and just wiped out any belief that I had. And I couldn't do it. I was too worried about what people would think. Emily sent me a text saying, you know what? This business isn't about fear. It's about belief. So take some time and come back to it. You don't have to sign up right now. And that just took a weight off of my shoulders because I didn't want to enter into this like fearful. But I also wanted to be 100% in. And so I just let it go. I said, God, I can't do this right now. I'm just going to let it go. And if it's really something that I'm meant to do, you'll make it clear. And so November 1st rolls around. Emily texts me and says, the promo has been extended. So you have a whole month to figure out if you want to do this. And I probably rolled my eyes and said, okay, so this is for real. This is something I should look at. And that started the journey of asking Emily 1,000 questions about the business and all the ins and outs, because that's just how I roll. And she was so gracious and kind and just a servant leader of helping me make this decision. And of course, I had to figure out if this was for real, if I could even get people interested in Arbonne. So before I became a consultant, I asked people if they would do the 30 Days to Healthy Living with me. In my head, I said people are going to say no, but my brother and his wife, Lila, actually decided they wanted to do it. They wanted to join Ryan and I. And so it just, again, made sense financially to become an independent consultant. So I just hopped on board in November, and something just kind of changed within me as I began to observe the culture of Arbonne and observe the people in this business, and just kind of watching everyone that is in our group and on our Facebook pages, and it just felt like something different to me that I'd never been a part of, and that I was always seeking a community of people that were just so encouraging and supportive, and full of positivity. And I saw the products work. I saw them work in Lila's life, and my brother's life, and in my husband's. And I knew there was something different about this. And it changed from selling to serving. And I realized that I didn't join this business to sell products. I joined this business to serve people and to take a passion of mine that can be extended into this health and wellness field of the physical body. And so since joining, I just feel like parts of myself have been come out of hiding. Like, I didn't realize how extroverted I really am and how much I enjoy being around people and serving people. I didn't realize how positive my mind can be, and how confident I have been in myself since joining this business. And to me, that has been one of the biggest things in my life, and I've seen it in other people's lives too. And I think Lila said something about, I want what they're drinking. They're all so happy and positive. And I think that it's true. Like, there's a sound to Arbonne. There's just a culture around it that I just knew that it would be a big risk not to do it. And so my first few months, like, I realized how I could offer something different in my life, and I could, change the trajectory of our family's life. And right now, it feels, to be honest, really hard and really weighty to be doing this business, because I have like 5 jobs, and I have a daughter and a husband that, we're all working on our relationships. And I think that there's a part of me that has such a strong belief in this business. I've seen it firsthand in people's lives. I know that it's possible in mine, and I know it's possible in every one of yours. And that is what just drives me every day to keep up with it. Like, even if it's one ask a day, I did one ask a day. Like, I normally set higher goals, but sometimes you just have to stay consistent and stay in it every day doing activity. Even when it feels like you don't want to, even when it feels so daunting, even when it feels so like heavy and hard. But like Lisa has said, like, everything worth it is uphill. And I was listening to a SoundCloud the other day of, like, it's all in the little things. It's all in the little things. And eventually you're going to seize your opportunity, and you can't quit. You can't quit because you're waiting for what's around the next corner. Like, the minute you quit, everything that you're wanting is around that corner. And I think that really hit me this month, because my goal is to get into area qual, and that is my holy goal. And it's gonna happen, and I believe it's gonna happen. And I'm so excited, because that means that everyone else is working towards big goals and wanting change in their life. And ultimately, this is about serving others for me. And my heart is truly in that, and wanting to share that with other people. And I think I've just been talking to people that have been using the products, and one of my friends, Tammy, said, "Carrie, I am so thankful you shared the skincare with me. My skin has never felt so good, and I've been able to look in the mirror and not feel like so crappy, because I just really have seen like my wrinkles decrease and all these things." And to me, it wasn't even about her buying the skincare. It was about her being able to look in the mirror and feel confident at almost 60. And so I know that there's always, you know, like valleys and mountaintops in this business. And I'm only been in it for 3 or 4 months. I don't even know how long. But I just know that, like, good things are coming, good things are happening for everyone, even if we can't see it. Like, even when you can't see what you're desiring, like it's physically not there, does not mean it doesn't exist, because it does. And even if it feels impossible, like that is just a feeling, that's not truth. So it is possible. And even if you're doubting, like switch that around, because like grow your vision, because it's I don't know. I am so clearly jacked up on this idea, because it's gonna happen, and it's not just gonna happen for me, but for everyone here. And so I don't want to keep rambling on, but I was nervous to share my story, because I know I'm not obviously at the top of the company, and who wants to listen to someone who's not, like, I mean, in my head, successful, but I am successful because I'm growing and I'm moving, and B, I'm going to the top. So everyone else is with me. So if you're feeling really like burdened by some people that are hard nosed, like just keep being persistent with them and gracious with them, and just serving them wherever they're at, because like that was me, and Emily could have taken my hard no and just written it off, and like, and that would have been that. But I would have missed out on so much if she did that. And I am so thankful and grateful for her to just continually meet me where I was at, and to, you know, just serve and love me. And I, my life has changed because of it. So no's are not forever no's. And that's kind of what I want to end on. So.
Awesome. Thanks, Carrie. Yeah, so I obviously love Carrie's story because I feel like it feels like such a success in my story. Like like she said, like I wasn't being annoying and asking her every minute of every time I saw her, but like she said, she felt something change in her, and that was what I had experienced when I started my business. Like I felt this change within me of being amongst these goal getters, people who are like working toward betterment in their own lives, whether that was personal growth, their business growth, their family life. And I just think that those are things that like everybody wants, but most people just feel like they can't do it. But having this community has been life changing for me. And so, yeah, I'm really grateful that I have had this opportunity and that I get to share it with people who then have experiences like Carrie's, and like people on Carrie's team, and then all of the other people who are on Maggie's team, or etc. You know. And I think like what Carrie said at the end there was, what would she have missed out on? And not just her, but her team, and all of the people in their networks that are having their lives changed by using the products, or not, or using, or like starting their own business. So yeah, what she said about confidence, I just wanted to bring that back. I loved what she said about how it brought out a confidence in her, but not only her, in other people, like being able to serve people and offer them things that are going to be what might feel like a small change that ultimately becomes a much bigger change. Like I think about her story about her friend Tammy, and she probably didn't notice every time she looked in the mirror that she was having negative self-talk in her head. But now that she's not doing it, she's noticing that difference. And so it's such a small change. Like you look in the mirror all the time, and are you having a negative thought? You're probably not conscious of that negative thought, but you might be saying something negative. And then once there's a change in how your skin, just the appearance of your skin, you can look in the mirror and say, wow, like, and be positive, and like kind of just like rolls right back in with that negativity I was talking about, of like how life-changing it is to have things that are beneficial. And then one last thing that I wanted to just bring up that Carrie said that I just absolutely love, and I like want to make this a mantra, was she said she joined this business not to sell product, but to serve people. And I just think that's so beautiful. So Carrie, thanks so much for sharing. And you guys, Carrie's not the only person who has a story like this. I believe that each one of you have a story that might not feel any bit similar to this story as you've joined, but you've seen something in this business. And because you have, I know that there are reasons why you decided to join. And so I want to challenge you guys to reflect on that. What are the things that you saw in this business that you are now, that got you to decide to join? What was the vision? What was what you were seeing in other people? What were you seeing in your sponsor? What were all the things that made you decide to start this business, and really focus those into your vision, and let your vision grow because of those things, because that is your story. We aren't all going to have that exact same story as Carrie, but we all do have one. And so I know Carrie said she was really nervous to share, but you guys are all hearing this, and you, I'm sure, agree with me. Like, that's an amazing story. Like, what a testimony to people of what this business can do, and how time is not a factor in it, because I had my initial conversation with Carrie in June and she didn't join until November. So that's crazy. So who are some people that you're talking to right now that are absolute no's? Like, maybe in, what is that? 5 months, maybe in 5 months, you guys, there'll be an absolute yes. You never know. And so continuing to breathe that positivity and be that positive light of hope and faith and vision casting and working on your personal growth and being a better version of yourself every day. That is what we are all about. That is what our culture is. We want to be growing as people as we grow our businesses. We always say that this is a personal growth business disguised as a health and wellness business, and that is the absolute truth, as you heard in Carrie's story even. So I'm going to leave you guys with another Irish blessing, because I think it's super cheesy and fun to do cheesy things. And then I want you guys to have a really awesome night. I hope that you guys feel encouraged by this call. I hope that you guys feel like you can reach out to me or to anybody on this team if you have questions. I really want to continue to build this community more than anything. There are so many things that happen in our lives that can feel hard or feel daunting or what be it, but having people alongside you makes it better. And so I hope that you know that if you need anything, that I'm here for you. And I believe that many other people in this community would say the same. So here goes. May there always be work for your hands to do. May your purse always hold a coin or two. May the sun always shine on your window pane. May a rainbow be certain to follow each rain. May the hand of a friend always be near you. May God fill your heart with gladness to cheer you. So, you guys, be grateful for things in your life. Let's breed positivity and not negativity, and have an awesome last 2 weeks of March. Have a good night.